So today's video is going to be what I read in August, because I enjoy filming one of these and they seem to go down quite well, so thought me and Slick would film one. I've got a book in my hand, but I will put that down for now and have some tea as usual. Cleanse before a video. So this book I didn't quite finish, I think, and I was still reading it in like June, July, in the last what I read. So this is Favourite Garden Birds. It's a lot about birds and folk, which I don't really look at normally, like, to be honest, I just don't. Which is different, and there are not loads of birds in this book, it's just garden birds that this book focuses on. It's nice to have that, because not many books do that. Most just do British birds. Also, at the end of the book, they do have fact files. So we'll show you the fact files. They look like this. Like, you can't really see them on camera, but they look like this. There's also loads of useful information about helping birds into your garden. That's chapter 5. There's 6 chapters. There's also help to attract birds into your garden, which is such useful information because not everyone knows how to do that. And this book is divided into seasons, which no other bird book I've read does that. And my exposure will go crazy whenever I do a video like this. So that is my next book. So sort of looking through, just seeing what I'm just gonna do this in order because it's easy to do in order. So this is Identify Common British Birds, which is just sort of all the common birds, and there's fact pages that look like that. So I think this is such a handy book, really good to read, really good if you just want quick facts, like there's like a quick fact. Then there's just some more in-depth facts, and they're all split into their habitats, which is really good. It's got common British birds, which means you won't get confused with other European birds, which is good when you're first starting to learn your birds, because it can happen. You can get confused with other birds from Europe when you first start learning your birds. This book is really easy to use. The pictures are to help you find the information. It's also so well laid out. And it's just good. And there's one book I did not get, which is Born to Run by Michael Morpurgo. So this one I read in my times I read in the morning, so it took me a long time to read it also, and then I did some in the evening, and it's just such a good book. I liked how it tells an incredible story about a dog that has 3 owners in this book. I will have to look up the first one because I don't know. Patrick, and then in the second chapter it was Becky, and then it was Joe, who called him Paddywhack. And they actually do have the song in this book. So I will find it. This old man, he played one. He played knick-knack on my drum with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came running home. and I don't really know. And they're all just joined in like there's them all singing it. So, and it says a lot about the dog's life as well. And each owner and how the owner is and how different lives all the owners have and different aspects of the dog's personality. Which is really good to see. Shows a well-rounded dog. Then I forgot another book, Puppy Friends by Holly Webb, so I'm going to go get that one. Seems to be I got all the later books and the earlier books. I didn't remember. So it's about 3 delightful puppy stories to treasure in one book from the best-selling author Holly Webb, and my voice is going again. Timmy in Trouble, Harry the Homeless Puppy, Buttons the Runaway Puppy. It was nice to have a break from bird books. It has 3 stories of Holly Webb's Volume 1 Puppies and Kittens. I like there was 3 stories in one book. It meant it took longer to read, because I can be such a fast reader. I read these quite quick. I hadn't read them in a while, so I thought I'd reread them. And I liked how each puppy has different lives. Good book, not much to say really. Then I moved on to the Reindeer Girl, which I do have, like it was part of a series, so. Got to keep hydrated. It's about a girl called Lottie who goes to Norway to celebrate Christmas with her great aunt and her great aunt's birthday. And how she has a dream and goes on a reindeer trip and that's basically she finds herself in her great grandmother's story, and she has her own reindeer called and calf to take care of, so that's what she looks like. The exposure always will go crazy, so the picture's not always clear to see. Basically her in a costume. Then that's her and her talking a bit quieter somewhere. So it's just a nice book, like it's very warming, like warm-hearted. Then I moved on to like a group of books. Then I moved on to just sorting the books out real quick. I'm up to date. Like, I basically moved on to this series, so I will show you all of the books at the same time in this so that you can see. I moved on to all of, in this set, Kitten and Puppy stories. So there's all the stories. All Alone in the Night, Secret Kitten, The Forgotten Puppy, and Jess the Lonely Puppy. It is about Jasmine and how she finds out that her neighbours have a cat and how her neighbours go on holiday and ask Jasmine to look after their cat, and she has kittens in her owner's airing cupboard. Jasmine keeps one of the kittens, the neighbours keep the other kitten, there are only 2 kittens. I thought it was such a nice book, like a really nice book. Like, it was so sad when Star disappeared. And then finding out there was kittens, that was such a happy moment, like a really happy moment. So that's all I've really got to say. The Forgotten Puppy. Emily gets Rena and she misses her loads when she has to go and stay with her dad at the weekend, which means Rena means Jasmine in Chinese according to the book. Rena doesn't understand why Emily keeps leaving her, and one trip lasts longer than usual, Verena wonders when will Emily return. So Verena basically disappears when going on a walk to the park, and now I'm going to move on a bit quicker because there's the secret kitten. Lucy falls in love with a local stray kitten, but the cat is too young to look after herself, and with nobody to care for, where will she go? So that's just a little. And I read Jess the Lonely Puppy. When Chloe's big brother breaks his leg and he's stuck in hospital for weeks, Mum and Dad are frantic and there's no one to look after Will's border collie puppy, Jess. Where can he stay? Jess is wondering where Will be home, and Will, though she does make friends with Will's sister Chloe. Then I went on to the Magic Mollies, which I will show you them all together because this video is so long, and it's going to be even longer by the time we've finished every book, because there's still 3 more after this to cover. So these are all the Magic Mollies. Basically, Molly can talk to animals and she helps Star, the witch's kitten, Star's the wish puppy, Sparkle find his home, helps Star reunite with Stella, makes Mouse the piglet less shy, and helps Lucy the good luck duck find her egg. So I would read them. I know I haven't really given a proper description. Next I'm reading Alfie from the volume 1 Puppies and Kittens, and Evie is overjoyed when she is given her own puppy. Alfie adores Evie. He loves to be cuddled, sleeps on her bed, and welcomes her home from school every day with a tail wag. But it's not long before another new member of the family arrives. Evie's baby brother, Sam. Suddenly no one has much time to look after Alfie, let alone play with him and take him for walks, and soon he finds himself unwanted and alone, and it's so sad. But then it is happy ever after on this page. So it is such a good book. It can be sad at times, like a lot of these do have sad bits. I then read Early Morning after Born to Run, The Tiger Rising. Walking through the misty Florida woods one morning, Rob Horton is stunned to find a tiger locked in a cage. On the same extraordinary day, Rob meets Anita Bailey, a girl who shows her feelings as readily as Rob hides his. As they learn to trust each other and become friends, Rob's whole life begins to change. There's so much surprise in this book, that's the main theme, surprise, I'd say. Then I've read My Sister Jodie, which is so sad at chapter 26. I will read the end of chapter 25 because it's so sad, really sad. I stared too, seeing my sister Jodie making them all believe in ghosts. Dan was screaming hysterically. "It's okay, Dan, truly, it's not really a ghost," I whispered. But he pulled away from me, scared at seeing this. "It's the ghost woman, and she's coming to get me," he yelled, throwing himself on the ground. I saw Jodie banging on the window, shouting something, but of course we couldn't hear. She struggled with the catch, hitting it with her hand until it opened. Another rocket sword illuminating Jodie with its green ghostly light. "It's only me, Dan," she yelled. "Look, it's silly old Jodie." I'm sure that's what she said. She hung right out of the window, tugging at her shawl to show her purple hair. She tugged too violently, jerked forward, she wobbled in her crazy red shoes, and then she fell. She fell all the way to the ground, her shorts blowing out behind her. The white lace dress floating, one shoe falling off, her mouth was open, I heard the screaming high above all the others. She fell on the lawn with a terrible thud. Head flung back, arms and legs spread out open while another rocket showered the sky with lurid sparkles. Smell Chester is basically like a dark dream. I'm currently reading Buttons the Runaway Puppy. Sophie often sees old Mr. Jenkins walking his Labrador puppy Buttons and wishes she could have a dog of her own just like her. Lively Buttons loves the outdoors and is always running off even though she knows she shouldn't. Then one day Sophie finds Buttons in the street on her own. She thinks the puppy is running away again, but Buttons isn't playing around this time. Something at home is very wrong, but how can she let Sophie know? She does, and I'm not quite got to this point yet, so but I do know what happens, and I'm about to start early morning Felix the Railway Cat, which when Felix arrived at Yorkshire's Huddersfield train station, it's a true story about Felix and the Huddersfield train station as an 8-week-old kitten. No one knows just how important this little ball of fluff would become, although she has a vital job to do as senior pest controller. Felix is much more than just an employee of the Transpenny Express. Felix changes lives in surprising ways. She's always ready to leap into action and save the day, from bringing a boy with autism out of his shell, providing comfort to a runaway child shivering on the platform one night, but a chance friendship with a commuter that she waits for on the platform every morning finally gives Felix the recognition she deserves, capturing her to international stardom. So, not started it yet, I've got to take it back upstairs, so that is everything I've read. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye.